Hi everyone again. This is Kavita Ahuja here, and I have my fellow coach partner, Kari Carello. I'm sorry. How do you say your last name again, Kari?
Pravallo.
Carvalho. I get that wrong.
It's tricky. It's okay.
Yes, lovely to be here. And thank you again to Next Group for supporting this coaching corner where we come in to discuss topics that we believe are relevant to you as a person who may be going through career or life transitions. Again, any topic that you have that you would like us to address, please don't hesitate to do so because we want to be able to approach things and put things clear in what you want to learn from, not just what we think is important. So today we thought would be a good topic to address would be, why does a person seek out a coach? Like, well,
Yeah.
why would you even consider um, hiring a coach? Or what is it about coaches? What do we do? How do we help people? And what are some maybe examples of clients that we've served that we could share? So maybe I'll ask you, Carrie, to kick this off. And so why did clients come to you?
Yeah. Yeah. So I love this question because sometimes in that moment, okay, I need a coach, and then other times you don't even know necessarily it's an option. So I'm glad we're shedding some light on this here.
Yes, yes.
One of the things I always like to talk about up front when I talk about well, why would someone want coaching is I like to distinguish how my coaching is different than therapy or consulting.
Mm-hmm,
Because
mm-hmm.
a lot of the people who do come to me also have therapists. So coaching work I do is different than therapy because therapy tends to look towards the past and perhaps has some more emotional trauma or family circumstances that requires a set professional.
Mm-hmm.
And then consulting, if someone's seeking out consulting, it's like they're wanting someone to tell them what to do, or someone has a certain level of expertise
Right.
that they can, share with the other person. So at the highest level, people come to coaching because they want a partner, they want to have a safe place for a conversation, they want to have accountability. So
Yes.
that's what coaching provides for them, at least in my business. Now, if I drill down a little bit more, why would someone specifically want to come to coaching with me? It's because you're a high achieving person, you are a working mother, and you're ready to take control and make empowering choices for yourself. I think one thing that's so universally true across all mothers is that we're so giving of ourselves and our time and our energy to all those people around us. And that is a beautiful, wonderful thing. And there's no make wrong about it. I'm
Mm-hmm.
here to say that there's an opportunity for you to also make a choice for yourself. And so people come to me feeling like, how did I get to this point? I'm a working mom. I'm struggling. I have no idea what I want anymore. Just, overwhelmed. People come to me in a state of overwhelm. They also come to me in a state of transition. Maybe they're on their maternity leave. Maybe they're just going back to work and are cognizant of the fact that this is a new chapter that they can write for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and all throughout the conversations that I have, it's all about gaining awareness of your patterns, your beliefs, and what's happening, creating breakthroughs for yourself, and then practicing with a trusted coach like myself and having
Mm-hmm.
accountability.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's a little bit about why people come to me, Kavita. Um, I'm curious about you. Why would someone want to come to you, Kavita, for some
Yes,
coaching?
yes. Firstly, I love the fact that you started with what's the difference between coaching and
Mm,
therapy and consulting because it's a big difference. And I think
yeah,
people should. I also think it's really forward looking.
that's true. Yep.
It's about how can we take where you are now and make it better.
Hmm.
Yeah, in answer to your question, Carrie, most people who come to me are mid-professional women, like mid-career professional women who are going through a career transition. So they are kind of at a
Hmm.
kind of like at a crossroads in their life, right?
Mm,
Where maybe they've been laid off and now they're like,
mm,
what's next? Maybe they, have been in a career for a long time and they're just comfortable in it, but they're not fulfilled, and that's not as much
Mhm.
fulfilled anymore. And there's something inside of them that's saying, there's more that I have to offer. I'm just not quite sure what that is, how to
Mhm.
figure out what that is, and even how to even start, looking to
Mhm.
achieve that. Um, and and then the other part of it is that's the career part, but also there could be different stages in life where maybe they've become empty nesters. And
Okay.
now, as you said, they're used to have looked after others, like kids,
Mhm.
spouses, and now they have the time to really look at themselves and say, what do I
Mhm.
really want, and how do I get there?
Mhm.
There could be relationship transitions. Maybe they've experienced a divorce or other things.
Mhm.
Maybe there are health transitions. So it's kind of like this, as I said, it's kind of like um, it's a crossroad in their life, and
Mhm.
it's like they need a guide to help them figure out where they are now and determine where they want to be and how to
Yeah.
get there. So it really is about identifying where they are now, what great things have they done? Because a lot of times women especially don't give themselves enough credit for all the great things that they've done, and
Mhm.
how can they acknowledge and weave that into what they want to do moving
Yeah.
forward? And it's also about identifying what may be blocking them, because
Mhm.
those we all have fears and blocks as to what to do next because we get comfortable
Mhm.
in what we're doing, and it's like breaking out of that can be very disconcerting.
Yeah.
So how do we block through those fears, and how do we gain the confidence to move forward?
Mhm.
So again, it's about identifying, the stage in life, which could be. So I view it as it's not a crisis, it's an opportunity.
Yep.
And my coaching program, it's called "It's My Time Now." You mentioned something about making choices for yourself and giving
Mhm.
yourself more time, and that's what it
Mhm.
is. It's not being selfish.
Right.
It's finally giving the time for yourself to really
Mhm.
figure out who you are.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much why people would come to me.
Mhm.
So maybe you could share with us, like, how do you actually help them? Like, how do you help the people that are coming to you?
Mhm. Mhm.
Or
Yeah.
so,
Well,
and or some examples of
yeah.
maybe some women that you've helped.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh, I love sharing the stories because I feel like it's just so exciting to reflect upon how far these women come, but it also, I think is inspiring for others to hear.
Yes.
But first, like I think of what I do. I have like there's like three buckets, right? There's motherhood, there's career, and there's self. And so I really strive to focus our conversations making sure we're keeping all of the things in mind. So a topic might start with career, but inevitably personal. Um, oh, did I say? I said motherhood, career, and self. Yeah. So like the personal is like
Yeah.
mother. I was like, oh, tongue twister.
Yeah.
Motherhood and self still come up when we're talking about a career related topic, right?
Sure.
So it's very
Sure.
much all like integrated. So nothing's ever really off the table with coaching with me.
Hmm.
But okay, here's a success story I love to talk about, and I think it speaks to the integration of those three categories. So I had a woman come to me who was recently laid off. Okay. And she was laid off and it was a real shocker. Okay. Like she had been super excited about joining this company. I think she'd been there like 8 months or so. And, it was a real shock to her. And she felt really defeated because I think emotionally she had put so much into the new opportunity and she had been given all the signs that it was going to continue. So she came to me in this state of lacking trust, kind of not confident, feeling really down. And at the same time, she was also going through a job search. And so, what we first immediately just noticed and came to saw straight on was that she was approaching the whole job search process from a space of fear, defeat, lack of confidence, a way of
Hmm.
being that wasn't her true authentic self. And so one of the very first things we did in our coaching conversations is I led her through a whole exercise in discovering the essence of who she is. So
Hmm.
really tapping back into how she shows up from her highest and best qualities.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like she knew this all along, but it was, and we all know this all along, but it's so easy to forget it, right? Especially when you have a big circumstance like a job loss, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So she was
Mm-hmm.
able to re-tap into her essence. And then I held her accountable week over week as she was applying for jobs, as she was being interviewed, as she was following up, as and eventually as she negotiated salaries with 3 offers. How is she showing up coming from her essence, and how could she bring more of her authentic self to the conversations? And what happened was just like this, I just witnessed like this blossoming of this
Nice.
individual who was able to just take back this experience and do it her way in a way that felt good to her.
Mm-hmm.
And she was going through the motions of finding a job, but you can go through those motions coming from a one place, or you
Mm-hmm.
could go through those motions coming from a different place. And
Exactly.
so it was a huge success. She ended up getting 3 offers, was negotiating them all, and really then ultimately had the choice for herself on what she wanted to do professionally moving forward.
Amazing. Wow. Firstly, I mean, the fact that she came to you and you were able to identify that, that's amazing. And then seeing that transformation must have been so rewarding for you and for her, right? So
Yeah.
you have to come from a place of positivity, and that sounds like
Mhm,
what you did for her. So
mhm, mhm.
amazing. Amazing. Yeah.
What about you, Kavita? Could you share a story?
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, there's many different ones.
Mhm,
I think one that really sticks out for me is a woman who came to me because firstly she was just feeling she was drowning. Like
mhm,
she felt overwhelmed, very stressed. She has been in her career for 20 plus years and the same in higher
mhm,
education.
mhm,
And initially she had loved it. And then over the
mhm.
years, it just became more and more of a draining for her,
Yeah.
and she loved the essence of it, but she went away from that, right? And
Mm,
she felt
mhm,
like she was stuck. So
mm.
that word stuck always comes
Yes.
up. It comes
Mm.
up all the time. And that's one of the words. It's like, okay, well, why do you feel stuck, right?
Yeah, that's
What
huge.
is it about? What is it you really want? So in the process of my coaching, so we'll take her through, like I have a more of a step-by-step approach and a
Mhm.
process, right?
Yeah.
I think I've talked about that. We talked about our strengths, passions, values, all of that.
Mhm,
The essence of it is to find out, what is really your reason for being? What
mhm,
really lights you up in your life? What you really want to do,
mhm,
and what's not working?
mhm,
So by identifying those, working with her and identifying, look, eventually, so we identified her strengths and her passions and her values. She decided she wanted to leave. So she quit
okay.
after 20
Okay.
plus years.
Yeah.
That was a big move for her.
Mhm,
She finally, when she did, it was like, I don't know, the skies parted and, like rainbows
mhm,
and sunshine.
mhm,
And she became so excited about her future, about like what is it she really still loved certain things of the work she did in the past,
mhm.
but she wanted it on her own terms, right?
Oh,
And she also identified things that she hadn't done and like she loved to do. She was a writer. She had
mm,
started 2 books, but put them
mm,
away, filed them away. So in the
mm.
course of working with me, she left her work. She started her own consulting company,
Okay.
which she's so excited about in the work that she lights her up every day.
Mhm,
She has started to write her book, and she's got a book
mhm.
coach helping her with that. So now it's frees her time out for things she loves to do, spending more time with her husband,
Yeah.
her daughter, and her health, which is she
Mhm,
wasn't taking time for herself, for her own
mhm,
health and wellness.
mhm.
And so it was a journey of seeing her being stuck and overwhelmed and frankly, like just really unhappy,
Yeah.
to transforming into somebody who's excited about her work.
Mhm,
Of course,
mhm,
there's still the fears of like, oh my God, is this going to succeed? But she's not really scared anymore. She's
mhm,
excited because she knows this is what she truly wants to do, right?
mhm,
So,
mm.
um, obviously, I'm passionate about this, but it's like,
You should be, you
but
should
yeah.
be.
So it's just overwhelming to see
Mhm.
somebody and help somebody see those transformations, and it's
Yeah.
really about asking asking the questions which we know are always within, the answers are
Yeah,
always within,
right.
and bringing those out and guiding people to the next step and actually taking action. And
Yep.
as you said before, like you know, you can talk a lot, but it's the way I practice also is like, okay, what are we going to do
What are we going
before
to do?
we meet next time? Like, what are
Hmm.
we going to do? You know, if
Yeah.
it's about putting yourself out there on social media, you have to get, you know, how are we going to do it? If
Hmm.
it rewriting your resume, how are we going to, you know,
Yeah.
how does it reflect who you are now? So, um, yeah, so it's a combination of questioning, uh,
Hmm.
exercises, taking action, and
Hmm.
yeah,
Hmm.
so it's
Hmm.
it's one example that I can think of, but
Hmm. Hmm.
yeah, so I think we come at with different angles, but I think
Hmm.
ultimately it's about seeing, I think bringing out what maybe people cannot see for
Yes.
themselves.
Right.
People can't see that the potential they have, right?
Hmm.
And you and I bring out the best, or the potential that people can't see in themselves. I think that's the greatest gift of coaching, I believe.
Such a grip. Yeah. And
Yeah.
like it feels so good to have someone in your corner. And I can't say that enough, right? To know that you have someone standing for you who's
Yeah.
got your back and is neutral and distant from your stuff, I think is
Yeah.
also helpful.
Yeah.
Um,
Neutral, but I'd also say that would I don't know about you, but
mhm.
challenges you as
Oh
well.
yeah.
You have,
Yep.
you know, because you can't just, you know, we don't give answers, but we
Right. Challenge. And we
challenge.
say what we see. I don't know about you, but like I sometimes say, like,
Yes,
okay, I'm just
yes.
gonna say what I see here
Yeah.
because that person might not have anyone else out there who does that for them. So it's like a
Right.
mirror or reflective device.
Yes,
Um,
yes,
One
yes.
of my taglines I've used before is like, sometimes you need a place other than HR and other than your partner.
Right.
And that's me because
Yeah.
HR provides wonderful things. Your partner provides wonderful things. But to have another type of person outside of those two in your corner is
Hmm.
huge. And the big moves that you spoke about, Kavita, like this woman, going through this big move,
Big
like
moves.
it's just such a gift to yourself to say, like, I'm going to bring someone along with me through this big move, as you did,
Yeah.
as you walked alongside
Yeah.
that woman in
Yeah.
your story there.
Yeah. But the big moves also come with um, weekly little moves.
Mhm.
If you don't take little steps towards the big thing, then it's, you know, and then that's where the fear lies. It's just taking those initial
Mhm.
steps,
Mhm.
right? And one thing I would also state that's really important to know with coaching is that it's a very confidential and trusting
Yeah,
relationship.
true.
So you
Right.
also have to have the confidence, trust, and also the synergy
Mhm. That's
with your
huge.
coach. Like, you know, it's
Yeah.
important to meet with different coaches and say, well, who do I
Mhm.
actually connect with? Because that's important because it's a long-term relationship, right?
Yeah.
So how do you connect with individuals and align with their energy? I think it's important.
Mhm. Yeah, super.
Yeah.
Thanks, Kavita. This has been
Great conversation
fun yet
again.
again.
Yes. Well, thanks again. And yeah, so if anyone you know, needs further information or would like to reach out to us, you have our information on the Next Group website, and looking forward to speaking with you again, Karen.
Okay. Bye, Kavita.
Take care.